Texans and Lions, two of the better quarterbacks this year in the league. Lions are best team in the NFL, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Texans are struggling, need to find their way. They're coming off a long break because of that Thursday night loss that they had against the Jets. Get right game for the Texans possibly with a good defense, but this Lions team is just a machine that keeps on moving, man. I didn't think I would be this confident saying Lions on Sunday night.
I mean, how can you not be? But, look, I believe in the Texans. I don't know what's going on with them. My guess is C.J. Stroud's just having a sophomore slump. And by slump, like I'm using air quotes for our listening audience.
The offensive line's bad. Receivers are banged
it's
up.
not him. Exactly. It's not his fault. But clearly, he is not as lights out as he was last season. With all that being said, I'll be honest, bro. As a Texan backer coming into this season, I still believe in them. And I'm talking big picture. I'm not just talking Sunday night. I'm saying like possibly pushing Mahomes and the Chiefs. Lions favored by 3.5 in this game. I think I may take a shot here on the Texans covering that number. I really do.
Greater than
maybe
a field goal.
Maybe even winning the game. Lions on a 6-game winning streak, hotter than fish grease.
This one in Houston.
It's in Houston. Everyone's singing the Lions' praises and how great they are. And the Texans, meanwhile, although, again, not looking quite as good as they did last season, but they're still a team you have to take serious in that AFC, at home, primetime stage. Man, they're running the ball well. I think I like the Texans here. Look, the thing about the Texans, too, I bring up running the ball, they can keep that Lions offense on the sideline. Like, I love what the Lions did at the deadline in terms of addressing their pass rush, but at the same time, this isn't some great defense. I just think their offense is so damn explosive. Before you can blink, they put all these points on the scoreboard, and it's like,
take your run game out of it.
Yeah, it's like, well, we're in a shootout. Here we go. D'Amico Ryans is a head coach, defensive-minded. I think the Texans at home, they're going to run that football, time of possession, keep Jared Goff and that explosive Lions offense on the sideline. I think the Texans win a low-scoring game here. You know what? I'm talking myself in it. Damn it, I'm betting it. Give me the Texans. Money line! They're winning the game. Texans at home Sunday night. Upset City. You heard it here first.
So what do you see as a final score?
Well, I just walked through a low-scoring game, right? They only scored 13 last week against the Jets, who is George will tell you at every turn that that's a decent defense, okay?
Good defense.
I tell you what, you can only keep the Lions down but so much. I'll go upper 20s here. Whew, let's go 27-24. Stroud, game-winning drive.
That is
walk-off field goal.
Studs.
So I have two great games. The two games we previewed, I have Caleb Heroics, last-second touchdown pass, and I have
you're a
CJ.
script writer for Hollywood.
I am, and I have C.J. Stroud, game-winning drive, field goal, walk-off. Everyone goes crazy in the building.
You have a team that put up 31 on the Vikings.
Yes, 27-24.
52 on the Titans without throwing for more than 100 yards. 24 on a really good Packers defense.
Yep.
Without them 24-3 to lay in the game.
Yep.
In the rain. This one, indoor game on turf.
Yep.
You have 27-24.
Yeah, I'm giving
Texas defense is good.
It is good, and
especially on the D-line.
I'm giving more credit to D'Amico Ryans and what he will cook up game plan wise to slow down this Lions offense.
So
that's where I'm at with that score.
And you pointed to D'Amico Ryans and C.J. Stroud, which I understand. I point to Jared Goff. Under pressure, against a blitz, he has been absolutely phenomenal. He should be in the MVP conversation where you go back a few weeks and right before the Minnesota game, like he's good, but he's properly rated. No, I was wrong. He needs his flowers. He needs his due. How locked in he is, how good these two running backs are, what their passing attack is, and that offensive line is one that negates and eliminates a great defensive line like what the Texans have. They have good corners, but that secondary is still young and inexperienced.
Yep.
And against a scheme like Ben Johnson's in Detroit and what they run, and again, the threat that rushing attack has of David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, two great complementary backs, and it all ties together of how just locked in and lights out Jared Goff has been. That's why I keep going back to Lions on this one. Because of how good that defense is. You know what, though? The shootout, I wonder, like CJ, Stroud. What's big is how many reps do they get from Zadarius Smith? What are the pressures they get? CJ Stroud's been fine. The offensive line has let him down.
It's been sketchy.
That Jets game, I think he was sacked 8 times.
Yeah.
The offensive line for the Texans has let him down.
Yep.
On top of losing his top 2 receivers, and Nico Collins still dealing with a hamstring injury. So to that effect, 31. It's 3.5 the spread on this one.
3.5. Lions 3.5.
I'm close by you. I'm going 31-24. Lions win this one.
Okay.
So they win by 7.
Convincing. Yeah, that's convincing. Look, if it is a shootout, because you harped on that a bit. If this is a shootout, clearly advantage Lions, right? Yeah. I don't think the Texans. And if they're at full health, it's different. Maybe you get Nico, you have Stephon Diggs. Okay, fine. But even with that, I don't know if you really want to play the shootout game with the Lions, which is exactly why I don't think we're going to have that. I think the Texans will come in, dictate.
Yeah.
Again, running the ball with that strong run game that they have. I think that is the key. In fact, every team in the league, if the Texans win this game, this is the blueprint on how you beat the Lions. By the way, this is coming from a guy who has a Lions Super Bowl ticket, for God's sakes. Okay? Yeah. It's not like I'm sitting here hating on the Lions. I want them to win the Super Bowl so I can get paid. And I'd be happy for Detroit, too. But I've seen this too many times in the history of our league. These explosive offenses, and you can't stop this guy and that guy and that guy. And it's like a fireworks show. And all of a sudden, you get a defensive head coach with a good defense, and you give them time to prepare here. And I'm just telling you, we've seen where even if the Texans lose a game, they can stymie, they can slow down that offense and neutralize it enough to be in the football game. That's why I'm taking the Texans here. I'm just going to roll the dice.
All right. You know what we could get as good as this game will be Sunday night?
What?
Mac Jones.
Oh.
By God, is that Mac Jones' music?
Do we have to?
So Trevor Lawrence will likely not play, according to Ian Rappaport, for the Jaguars, taking on the effing Vikings. So Mac Jones, with Doug Peterson's career on its last line,
facts.
He's been 3-15, I think 3-12 over his last 15 games.
Oh, Doug.
Mac Jones could be starting for the Jaguars against the Minnesota Vikings defense.
Doug.
One of the most blitz-happy, pressure-driven, most disciplined, get after, kick your ass defenses.
Oh, Doug.
And the ultimate thing for Brian Flores to absolutely just crush Mac Jones. Brian Flores likely hates Bill. No, he doesn't hate Bill Belichick. He hates the Giants. Brian Flores.
He hates them both.
Bill Belichick disciple. Bill Belichick hates Mac Jones because Mac Jones stunk. He never wanted to pick him.
Right.
Brian Flores is going to go out of his way to make his life hell.
No, he hates Belichick too. Remember the text that Bill accidentally sent to Brian Flores?
It was definitely wrong, Brian.
Yeah, he hates both of them. But listen, you said the fate of Doug Peterson may rest on Mac Jones' shoulder.
It's already decided.
Yeah, well, that, and also, if that is true, though, just for the sake of the conversation, Doug Peterson, you're fired. Okay, so that's not going to go well in that game. I'll take the Vikings.